Hey everybody, super excited to be here today. Typically you guys see me behind the camera. Today I'm in front of the camera, and it takes a very special occasion for me to want to be in front of this camera, and that's what this is. It's an opportunity. Super excited to be able to give back, and I'm excited to tell all you guys about what's to come. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brad David. I was born and raised right here in Kaplan, where I still live today. I'm actually in the house that I grew up in. I never left. I love this town. I love this community. I love the Lafayette Kaplan area. I think we live in sportsman's paradise, and it's the greatest place in the world, right? I grew up like any Cajun boy would have, right? Hunting and fishing with his dad, riding dirt bikes, hanging out with cousins, riding four-wheelers, doing all the things that a Cajun country boy does. I graduated from Kaplan High in 2004. That's where I met my beautiful wife. We've been together since sophomore year. So we are high school sweethearts. We have two beautiful children, two girls, Samantha and Izzy. They're 12 and 10, and they are my reason for everything, right? I'm 39 years old. When I was 37, back in 2023, I was the healthiest I had ever been. I had ran 2 marathons under 4 hours. I was camping and fishing and hiking with my girls. I was living life to the fullest, and I was completely healthy. I was on no medications, had no pre-existing conditions whatsoever. I was in the best shape of my life. And then I was stopped in my tracks. I started to have weird symptoms, weird pains all over in my body. Started to run random fevers. I went from running 100 miles a week to, couldn't stand in the kitchen long enough to make myself lunch. It took a really long time for them to figure out what was going on with me, which was probably the scariest part of this whole thing. I think once I found out, it was more devastating to my family than it was for me. Not knowing what was going on with my body, that was the scariest part. But whenever I was finally diagnosed and I knew what I was up against, at least I know what I was in for, right? At least I knew the fight. And then the long road started. It was grueling. I did 140 days worth of chemotherapy. I had 12 lumbar punctures where they injected chemo into my spinal cord, because this type of leukemia was known to travel to the central nervous system. I suffered 2 strokes, a cerebral spinal fluid leak from all the lumbar punctures. I had low pressure headaches that were almost unbearable at times, nausea, weight loss. I mean, the list goes on and on of the things that I went through. But, for me, the hardest part as a man is that I was the provider. I was the person who the family relied on. And when that's taken away from you and you can no longer do that, and you have to rely on your family to provide for you and to take care of you, that was the biggest hurdle. That was the biggest struggle for me. I didn't want to be a burden on my family. And I struggled with that for a very long time. I also struggled with the why. Why does God allow this to happen? Why is this happening to me? I think in that struggle and within those questions, I sought answers. I started reading the Bible. I started spending more time with my kids. I started to reach out to other people who were suffering the way I was and connected with more and more people. And at the end of the journey, I realized that this was for a purpose. All suffering, I believe, has a purpose. I believe that purpose is finally coming to fruition now. I was nominated to be a part of Visionaries of the Year for Blood Cancer United. It's an amazing fundraising campaign that starts on March 31st and runs all the way through June 13th. And there's an incredible group of people that were nominated. I'm so honored just to be a part of this fundraiser and be among these great citizens around the Gulf Coast and in Louisiana. I'm the only survivor that's a candidate for Visionaries of the Year this year, which is super cool. There'll be a lot more coming. You'll see a lot more social media content from me and from some of my team members who are my friends and my family, and they're scattered out across the U.S. I have some in Florida, I have some in San Diego, and I'm really looking forward to giving back. They fund advocacy They fund research. They fund assistance to families like mine who are going through these struggles. They do so much, and it is such an honor to be able to give back. So I'll be sharing social media posts. We'll be doing fundraisers. We'll be doing raffles. We'll be all over the place at businesses across the Acadiana area. We'll be asking for donations. So if you have it in your heart to donate, this is something that's very, very special to me. This is something I'm super, super excited about. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to get this cranked up, and there's more to come. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And as always, God bless.